cue the space music. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This is one of the weirdest feeling discs that I've ever felt. It kind of rivals the Berg. Not bad, just very different compared to most discs. This is the new Innova Alien, and I can understand why they named it that. Of course, that means I had to buy the green and red one. If you don't have a green Alien, what are you even doing with your life? Okay, so I may be a little colorblind, but I promise this is the most green one that they had in the store. But this thing has the flight numbers of 4201. When you hear 4 and 2, you normally expect that 0 to be followed by a 4 or a 5. So to say it has one fade, it's very intriguing, and when I bought this, Joe, who works at Fly Green here in Denver, said that he thought that this might be like Innova's way to try to make a 4-speed Berg. I don't know though, because it kind of looks like a UFO, like a little saucer. It's got a fastback, didn't know what that means. I just heard Innova say it. Like this little ridgy things here, kind of like a Sonic. Not quite as like uncomfortably deep, because this bevel over here kind of feels like if you take a pig and shrink it a little. I put it up to a pig in the store, didn't take a video because I'm a hack and a fraud. But honestly, for me, this feels really good on a backhand, but a little more forward in my hand, so I'm wondering if I'm gonna misrelease it a little bit. Forehand feels all right, but we're gonna test this thing out at 18 holes at a disc golf course that I think was just installed this month called Pronghorn Park. It's very short, par 54, only 3,849 feet. I'm hoping we can shoot 5 to 10 under par and just see how this thing flies. And it's been a while since I just took like one disc out to review, so I'm kind of excited. I'm gonna be honest with you, I typically don't expect this from like a weirder disc, but I feel like I'm really gonna like this, and I have no idea why. Hole 1, 285, over and to the left. Got a headwind right to left, which should help out. I was told that there were some interesting choices made at this course, and especially to watch out for hole 11. One thing I do notice right off the bat is I typically put my thumb here, but you can't really put it there. You need to put it in this little fast track thing. I don't know how I'm gonna like that. Whoa, what the heck? I'm gonna be real, does not seem like a 2 glide. I know it got caught by the wind, but a 2? Like that's the same glide as a Toro. I was just playing for the cool little turnover putt here. I think we'll still throw the Alien. It was gonna be good height. As it got slower there, it started to stable, which I expected it to turn more in that headwind. All right, we are looking pretty straight up with a big tailwind, which I would say would help, but I think because you have to throw it so high in the tailwind, I'm gonna have to give it a lot of height. It is a 4-speed, so kind of mid-range-ish. Okay, it didn't flip. That's a good sign. I honestly threw that expecting it to get a little flip. Oh. Had to putt with the Alien. Oh, that was not as bad as I thought. It feels weird with the putter grip because of like the, I'm gonna keep calling it a fastback because that's what they call it. Basically, like the way I honestly think about it is like the doggy toy that you get at your county fair from like your tax person in your city. That's how I think about what that thing is, but that makes it feel a little weird as a putter. But when in the basket, so who cares? All right, we got wind kind of ripping in our face. Might means we just kind of throw it just slightly to the right on a little hyzer, 275 down the hill. Let's finally get our first birdie. Whoa, it lifts, man. That is, like, I don't think that was a great throw, but I think because of how much like space there is underneath, it has so much more glide. I'm gonna cut myself off there because I don't actually know if it has more glide, and this is something that I figured out through the rest of this video. But at this point, I'm realizing that it has a really weird and unique flight characteristic that I haven't really experienced in any discs. That might be useful, but I think might need to add a 5th number to the already perfect flight numbering system. Oh, that was not a bad run. Billy! I think I haven't been trusting the stability. I think I'm gonna start thinking about this as a 4.302 disc. Maybe like 4.5.302. This disc is probably the least expectations or like understanding of what it's gonna be that I've had before filming one of these videos in a long time. I really don't think there's anything like it out there. Alrighty, hole 4, 217, par 3. Wind is blowing up the hill. So you know what? I think we're gonna try to give it a little forehand. I'm gonna try to throw it flat at it. I think it should turn a bit because of the wind. Just give it enough height. Definitely turn a little bit. I forgot about the forehand's gonna have more torque. I probably gave it a little too much juice, but it does seem like a weird glide. Not your typical disc glide. It seems to have, it's not like glidey, it's lifty. Like it seems to lift on every throw. And I don't think it's just because of my nose up, but it could be. Oh man. Oh my gosh, so much lift. I don't think I'm making that with either putter, honestly, right now. I tried to account for that. I aimed that at the band, or not the band. I aimed that here. And I lifted all the way up to here. I swear, there needs to be a 5th flight number for lift for this, because glide isn't It's a weirdo, man. We're just gonna set you guys down and play a little catch cam because I had to walk out to find this hole because it's over there. There's a Mando right, and the wind is pushing up the hill, so we're gonna have to give it a lot of hyzer and hope it gets back left, which I doubt with such a weirdo boy. Oh, kind of got a skip. What? I really wasn't expecting that, but it honestly makes sense because of the shape of the rim. I think also I put it on hyzer and the wind just smacked it right down. Oh. I feel like the pure has been pretty unnecessary at this point. Probably could have just put the alien. Oh, I think we finally have an easy one. All right, we're only 182. We still have this wind pushing up. And with like the lift that this thing has, I really don't like throwing it on hyzer. So I think we're gonna try to throw a forehand hyzer. Gotta give it height because the wind is gonna smack it down. I think we're finally looking at a birdie. That thing flips pretty well there. I think that extra little lift did help it. Wow, so cinema. Birdie, baby, back to even. And you know what? I will say about the flight numbers so far, I feel like it's hard to flight number this. So I don't fault them for these numbers. Honestly, so far, I do think 2's a little weak on glide, but 0-1 might be right. 4-speed, I don't know. I really haven't thrown it on Annie at all, and I feel like that's where this thing might excel a bit. It's not gonna be overstable, but it is stable enough, I think, that you can give it some torque. Oh, that is not glidey. I probably threw that a little extra nose up because of this, and the wind kind of didn't come up over the hill, so it didn't push it as far. I'm gonna be honest, I have not hated putting with this, so I think the pure is officially just along for the ride. Let's go. Straight down the hill, 257. Wind is still pushing this way. Is it tail now? No, pretty straight right to left. So I think if we put it on hyzer and pop it out there, we should be pretty good. It does forehand pretty well though. I didn't see where it finished, but I felt like it's in the circle, if not even closer. Yeah, this is really not ideal though, into a headwind. Yeah, let's go. Got more tee pad privileges. Just, we're on like a big hill, so a lot of drop offs. Right up the hill, like 160 something. Then we're gonna ace run it with some Annie. Catch some stability. Man, it does just kind of sit down. Not a lot of finish. Keep turning. Keep turning. Oh my gosh, 2 feet. Whoa, that should have hit the cage. Just kind of lifted over it. This thing is so weird. I don't know if I love you or hate you, buddy. What the heck? This is one of the main reasons I like reviewing through a lot of holes, because at the beginning of this round, 157 downhill, I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's way too glidey. It's gonna go too far. Whereas the more I've thrown it, I think they might be more accurate on their flight numbers than I thought. I was thinking about it a little. And that's why it's so like, flight numbers are so dumb, but most people don't love them. I kind of like them. I know it's bad to say, but I kind of do. But this one, I feel like it's got to be like 2.5 or 3 if the Toro's a low glide. I don't know, it could be 4.201. I'm gonna go mark that and then actually like throw a good shot. Let's try to not be stupid. This one is tough though. We'll try it. You're not getting a good shot on this hole. I'm supposed to have 2 glide. What's going on? I've been trying to not miss low, and I'm glad I didn't, but 30-foot uphill comebacker. And we don't like those very much here. No, especially not if you do that. And now it's gonna cost me a bogey, if not worse. I feel like that legit is like, you need a new flight number for this thing. But this, wow, Anthony, so insightful. Say I don't understand 15 more times. Maybe I should have been putting with the pure. Oh man, I cannot believe I'm about to put that on the internet. No wonder Joe warned me about hole 11. There's no basket. Okay, the basket is over there. Like Kaiser Alien with a tailwind. Get left. Hope that didn't hit anything. Felt pretty decent, but it could be terrible. I have lost my putting privileges. Dang, that's so much right to left. That was more headwind. Alien has regained. Oh my gosh. This is a really interesting little course. I don't know if there's a lot more they could do with like the property that they had. And I don't even know if I think it's a good course. I probably won't be back. It's a little far for me, but I also think like I would choose to play most other courses, honestly. 202, straight up to that pole. So I have to throw a hyzer into the headwind. Like, what is, if that's not glide, like, what is that? Like, I think it's lift, but like, discs don't do that. Like, this is a pure. Like, it doesn't just like stand up and like, that is so weird. Like, maybe because I do feel like it's like a different flight thing, like lift versus glide. Like, because it's too glide, I should throw it harder. I just honestly don't quite understand it. And maybe it's because this is just like absolutely not a wind disc because of that weird little flight thing. But like the feel and the look and like what it purports to do, I really like. Just been the flight I've been finding so weird. This hole looks a little silly too. There's a Mando there and the basket is like one of those poles that you can see over there. It's like 220 feet, but like weird. I'm gonna be honest, this course and this disc might go very well together. They are both disc golf things that feel very alien to like what you typically experience in the sport. Like this course, some really weird designs. This disc, really weird design. I think I parked it. That also just like started flying backwards. Is this a shot I can even do with the pure? Maybe there is a purpose for this disc. I forgot about forehands. Like, you can also just bring a forehand disc because you can make that shot happen with a forehand. Aiming at that low right chain link, baby. Come on. This one's gonna play really tough. We have maybe like 20 plus miles an hour coming into our face. And I went up and walked the hill and it's more as you crest the hill. You see that like bush there? It's probably another 70 feet back. Hopefully we get a putt, but I'm not expecting it. Like, that is not what this do. What is that? What was that? It just lifts, gets enough wind under it and then just goes backwards. I kind of am starting to hate that thing. This is the pure. So like it flips, but it goes forwards because it seems like it doesn't really fight on nose down, and maybe I'm just not throwing it even close to nose down enough, but it doesn't act like any other disc that I've ever thrown before. But I'm also a very new school player since I just got into disc golf last January. I think Dave Denapace is the designer. Like, he made it. It seems like an old school disc. It seems like a partially trying to like capitalize on how gimmicky a lot of disc golf sales have been, because they're fun and like this is fun. But like I was really looking forward to throwing it, and I don't know if I ever want to throw it again after this next 4 holes. Whoa, dude! Somebody's got a cool van down there. Wind decided it wanted to dial itself up a couple notches. We did move to the other side of the hill. Basket right there, 175, I think. Some kind of crazy wind. I feel like I almost have to throw it like into the ground up there. Whoa! That's not a Frisbee. Well, it's a Frisbee, it's not a disc. Oh no, it's just wind. That one's just wind. How do you even do that hole? Maybe forehand flexor? Maybe go back to my van and cry? That was one of the crazier things I've seen in a while, because as it was flying away, I knew I didn't throw nose up because I could see like the back edge of the flight plate. That was crazy. I need everyone to go comment good luck real fast on this shot, because throwing this thing into a 30-mile-an-hour headwind. Save the putt. No, inside sit. That might have got through. All right, this would be the best par save of my career. Oh my gosh, thank you for hitting something. I don't know if I've ever thrown a disc slower than that. I just went like this. And it just went. Oh, I'm stoked on a single there. So before I get all the comments, I think that like this compared to the glitch, I'm just gonna hold this here so it's not in my mic. Oh my gosh. This compared to the glitch flies much more like a disc. I honestly don't quite remember as much if this is more like the Bite, but way more stable, or more like the Sonic. Those are both 1-speeds that are kind of more fastback-like. Think County Fair, Dr. Frisbee. I don't remember if they had that like same weird lift though, and it might be only because this is faster that it has that. All right, big tailwind, left to right. 240, back to even. We're just trying to get under par. You guys might legit, oh my gosh, chill out, wind. Woo! Skipped closer. Kind of wonder if I should have put it flatter, but like out of my hand, I threw that on a trajectory to go about 30 feet high. No! So now I was warned about this course. I was like, oh, I can't be that bad, but man, the lines here, not it. The basket's like 175 feet down that way, and I guess you're supposed to follow this tunnel, but this is just a walking path. I think because of the wind, I'm still gonna throw a hyzer that finishes down there. But like with my forehand, almost all these plays in these weird holes are just like grenades or spike hyzers, which maybe is cool if that's your thing, but I don't really feel like you should be practicing 200-foot grenades. I think that's almost perfect, but it's also hard. Like, it's hard to say because this is not a phenomenal property to put at course. And so it's cool that they at least have a course, and this kind of splits the gap between Castle Rock and Denver, which I know like 99% of you guys don't care about because you don't live here, but it's cool that there's a course here at least. Not even close. Okay, one more hole. We have to get under par. I have like this thing where like I want to beat par every course that I play, and I don't want to come back here, so we have to beat par. All right, looks like we have the dreaded 120-foot double Mando hole. Just don't want to juice it, and I have to make the Mando. Just pop a hyzer, get the birdie. Big right to left though, which means if I push it like this, it's probably gonna sail into the other embankment with the cows. If that's that, I think we beat par. This putt is way scarier than it has any right to be right now. One down, baby. Woo, what a frisbee. Not a disc. This is a frisbee, not a disc. This disc is absolutely correctly named. I don't think I've ever thrown anything like it. Personally, this may be like one of maybe only the second or third discs ever that I say is a Bennett disc. The stamp is sick. It feels really good. I was really excited to throw it, but I think because there's that little whoosh inside of the flight plate here, it just picks up and lifts. And I don't really know a shot that like you should be expecting to use that instead of just throwing a little higher maybe. Maybe this is great for air bounces, but it's also max weight and a 4-speed, which you typically don't like. You prefer 1-speed, and I don't really know. I'm trying to think of like good uses for it, and I genuinely can't, which is why I think this is like maybe my second or third ever Bennett disc. Definitely a 6 stamp. Glad I was able to try it. So glad we were able to shoot under par. But if you want to check out another recent disc review, I tried to really figure out which new premium plastic P2 Discmania was trying to replace the Sky God with. Basically, which one was the Sky God 5. Watch that right here. This might have to go in a Patreon giveaway. Patreon's always linked down below if you want to join. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.